Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Movies Recap. A strange individual aiming a rifle from a distance. A pneumatic cannon. The barrel is plastic and the inside of the barrel is free of bullets and packed with shards of glass. His goal is this office man. Let's see what he does next. He aimed for an oncoming automobile. He targeted and discharged glass fragments into the car's tires. As a result, the car lost control and smashed into the office guy. The shot, with incredible forethought, made the driver become the killer. The man smirked and then escaped. Today we will learn a movie about an assassin who specialized in staging assassinations into accidents. This is Mike, a professional hitman operating in an assassin group directed by Big Ray, a retired veteran assassin. Mike is the best assassin among the assassins in the guild, although everyone had a different technique of assassination. This huge bearded guy was one of Mike's favorite persons. His disposition is rather fiery-tempered. Thus his murder approach is likewise very furious. However, his approach to assassination is not popular with clients anymore. The next guy who looks unclean is a killer who specialized in poisons, using poison to soak his teeth in toothpaste or just handling a cigarette with poisoned hands. Next is the pair of friends, Max and Mick, who are both former special forces. They typically mask assassinations as routine street accidents, making it impossible for the police to investigate. Finally, there are Jane, a female assassin with the ability to utilize katana skillfully, and Fred, a big old man with a complex killing approach. This overweight guy once murdered an entire team with a gas he experimented with. A bald guy steps in. This is Milton, a vital connection in the assassin organization. He specializes in accepting orders from customers, then assigning jobs to assassins according on what the client's criteria are. The money is also managed by this obese guy, Milton, because Mike is the best assassin. He also earned a lot of assassination assignments. Once, Mike embarked on a quest to assassinate a drunk officeman. The officeman came back in the middle of the night after drinking a full bottle of wine. Not realizing when Mike had sneaked into the house, the intoxicated man saw the watch and tried to climb on the chair and take it down. His every action was foreseen by Mike till the drunk man rose up on the chair. Mike used a rope to choke him from behind. The hanged drunk doesn't know what occurred. "Do you know who I am?" Mike just reacted harshly and kicked the chair away. "Yes, I know who you are. You are worth $25,000 this show." Mike solely worries about money. Mike doesn't care if the person is good or bad. As long as there are money involved, Mike will take the mission. After the assassination was over, Mike took a snapshot as evidence and then returned. Next, Mike was instructed to assassinate a whole rock band. He simply strolled inside silently, listening as an audience and just chilling. As the bands play their last show, note that the band's power supply line is exposed. Mike flipped a glass of water to the power supply. The band singing with their electronic equipment then was electrocuted. The audience was perplexed and didn't know what was happening. After each such assassination, Mike will find a way to release stress. He didn't do anything special, but merely decided to a bar. He then gave money to the two security guards to go elsewhere. Going inside, Mike spotted a bunch of uncivilized thugs pestering a lovely lady. Mike's simping blood then got cooked. He did not hesitate to come and strike them one by one. The thugs with inadequate combat skill compared to Mike just rushed toward Mike. Mike then used the strength of his awesome expertise to beat the snot out of the thugs. Before we continue on, like the video, press the subscribe button and switch on that notification bell to join our expendable squad. Although with the capacity to fight and assassinate professionally. But who knows that Mike used to be a bullied young man? The traditional main character trauma flashback. In this scene, a lot of teens are chasing young Mike. They continue to bully him and make young Mike throw up his lunch money. But with the little money he make from selling newspaper, how can Mike have the money to pay them all day? Once he caught a middle-aged man breaking into someone's house carrying a gas cylinder. But he was certainly not a gas employee. Seconds after the man entered the residence, the house exploded. The man went out, but nothing happened. Curious, Mike followed this man for weeks and realized that he was an assassin who took money for assassination, then staged everything as an accident. Turn out, it is Big Ray. Mike found him and brought the clip out and ordered Big Ray to teach him his talents. He said he was bullied too much, so he wanted to kill the leader, but didn't want to go to jail. Seeing that Mike has determination coupled with his stealth skills available, it is just a matter of time that Mike become a professional assassin. Big Ray pointed out to Mike that it was possible to murder the other guy by accident. Mike sneaked inside the house when the guy wasn't there, stuck a piece of money on the antenna and then hid in the sheets. The guy returned without a doubt. He climbed up the railing to grab for the bill, when Mike rushed out of the blankets and shoved him down, causing him to tumble. After this happened, Mike was pleased, but his assassination skills were still too amateur level. Big Ray below has captured the shot of him pushing the person. Mike will have to practice more if he want to become more badass. Big Ray then teach him in all his skills, from gun blazing, planning an assassination that seems like an accident. To defense techniques, everything is taught by Big Ray as if he was Mike's father. With such a long time, Mike has now become a top-class assassin in the organization. Once, he was assigned by Milton to assassinate a young accountant named Root, who was paid twice as much by the customer to kill him as swiftly as possible. Mike accepted the mission without a hesitation. He used a pneumatic shotgun, and the barrel was packed with shards of glass. Mike studied Root intently, then waited for a car to go at the correct angle. When the car arrived at the correct time, he promptly started fired glass fragments into the tire of the car, causing the tire to deflect. The car turned and hit Root, killing him, appearing like an accident. Again, Mike merely smirked and walked away while his brother drove in horror, fearing he had just killed someone. As night, Milton called Mike and informed him to go to the street as the client promised to obtain his compensation as a reward for killing Root. Mike did not reach in time but was ambushed by another assassin. The armature assassin tried to employ all kinds of martial arts, but was defeated by Mike again and again. You can shoot down from a tall building or use explosives to blow up the place as soon as I arrive. But no, you rush in and shoot like a gangster. What a disgrace to the assassin industry. After saying that, Mike dragged him up and punched his throat to choke, then used force to snap his neck. Mike dragged him to the curb, put the assassin's head on the sidewalk, and pulled his motorcycle up next to his body, making everything look like an accident. The accident make it look the killer turned the curve too quickly and lost control and slammed his head on the sidewalk step and broke his neck. After making everything look natural, Mike returned home. He gets a call from a woman named Charlie. She tells that Mike's old girlfriend Beth is dead. It is known that Mike and Beth broke up for a spell. She is an environmental activist. It has led innumerable factories to close because it is damaging to the environment. Mike heard the tragic news and raced to Beth's funeral and met Charlie. Here, Charlie tells Mike that Beth was mugged by two robbers. They were going to steal something when Beth came back. Due to being discovered, the two thieves killed Beth. A horrible mistake. The cops found the fingerprints of two thieves who investigated, but a few days later, both died of heroin overdose. Not only that, Charlie also revealed that Beth was pregnant, that the baby was Mike's child. A tragedy, really. After listening, Mike decided to go to the flat where Beth used to dwell to examine what happened. Mike goes inside and imagines the crime scene again. With his skills, he can immediately understand this is actually an assassination. In the police investigation file that Mike had received, Beth was determined to have a particular level of sleeping drugs in her blood. In the file, it claimed that she was treated for a phobia of flying, but Beth had never experienced this fear. Mike decided that she has been drugged and got assassinated. Then the crime scene was arranged it as a failed burglary, blaming two drug addicts by replicating their prints at the spot. As it came out, the murderer are Mick and Mac. Enraged, Mike instantly went off to find the other two guys to find out the truth. Mick and Mac saw Mike coming and also admitted that they did it. They were assigned the job and merely felt like doing it. They contend that since both Beth and Mike have severing connections already, they may do anything they want. But the trouble is that Beth is still pregnant, but Mick and Mac don't know it. The two of them then brushed Mike off, ordering him to go home. That was just businesses. Angry at their attitude, Mike went to attack first. Usually, it's almost tough to combat two former special forces alone. But Mike combines his amazing assassin talent and the force of plot armor to overpower them. The strikes launched extremely rapidly and ferociously, with training sessions and assassination sessions making Mike's attacks extremely powerful. He elbowed and flung Mac back, hit Mick in the stomach and the face, then delivered a 360 midair kick to Mick's face. Mike then goes to Charlie, telling her that Beth has been assassinated and asks information about Beth. Charlie claims that Beth has a hard disk carrying crucial information and the backup is at her parents' place. Just then, the bearded assassin of the guild stepped in. Someone has sent him to assassinate Charlie. The bearded man is such a hot-tempered individual. When he goes on his rage mode, the bearded man starts hacking wildly. Charlie took advantage of the opportunity when the bearded man was not paying attention and stabbed him in the shoulder with a knife, but he used his physical might to counterattack. As a result, the bearded man was ready to attack Mike with the knife when he fell on the axe, sustaining fatal injuries. Before he died, the bearded person revealed that Milton had dispatched him to kill Charlie. Mike heard it and urged Charlie to go to Beth's parents' house to grab the documents and then phone him. Meanwhile, Mike comes to Milton's residence to force him to explain who is behind the request of Charlie and Beth assassination. As a result, he said it was an accountant named Kent. When learning the facts, Mike arranged to meet Charlie again when Charlie had received Beth's documents. Charlie explained that Beth, being an environmentalist, has went after an Indian oil firm called Vancap. The Vancap firm was originally not going to be allowed to drill for oil, but the company's director bribed the authorities to give him the license to drill in the sea. Beth was informed by an accountant in that Vancap company. The accountant named Root. That's right, it was the accountant that Mike got rid of. The accountant Root had a coworker named Kent. This individual knew about Root bringing bribe information to Beth. The firm director heard the news and urged Kent to identify the killer to eliminate them. Kent has approached Milton to find a suitable assassin. He also recorded the entire chat with Milton. He then gave it to Mike. Just at this moment, Mick and Mac rushed in. Big Ray, after seeing Mike making too much problems, ordered the entire team of assassins to eliminate Mike. Mick and Mac went full gun blazing. Mac then angrily threw grenades at Mike. But Mike turns into Ronaldo and kicked the grenade back. The grenade booms shocked the other two. Mike took advantage of the opportunity to control Mac gun, but Mick accidentally fired Mac while Mike used his body as a shield. Mike then sprayed Mick with a fire extinguisher and then knocked him out outside. The poison assassin had covertly ambushed Mike, climbed on his back to cover Mike's nose with a poison towel. But Mike knew and held his breath. The killer attempted to stab him with a knife, but Mike stabbed him with his own knife and pushed him down the steps. Finally, Mike meet Fred, an easy-to-pick-on assassin with equipment in his pocket that can't be utilized. Mike punched him and knocked him unconscious as well. Mike calmly pulled a poison bandage from Fred's pocket and left. Mike then travels to the director of the Vancap firm, meets a female assassin who specializes in katana. Here she was assigned by Big Ray to protect the aging director. At first it was a bit tricky. The female assassin was extraordinarily agile. It could be said her skill on par with Mike. But then, due to her lower strength, she was easily knocked over by Mike through the door. The director held a katana and flung it to the female assassin with her formidable sword. The assassin slashed madly. Mike ducked effortlessly and then utilized the lamp, but to no use. He then used a suitcase but was chopped in two as a result. After a reckless slash of the female assassin, Mike retaliated and stole the sword to stab her again. Plan armor. Then he went to the director. He tried to use money to bribe Mike but did not receive consent. Mike then slashed the Indian person's head off. Mike returns to Big Ray, and in Big Ray's wrath, Mike plays the tape in the video. They learned that Kent had followed the director's orders, hired Milton to eliminate 3 people: his accountant brother Root, Mike's ex-lover Beth, and ultimately Charlie. In the terms he stated, he wanted a single assassin to eliminate the other 3. After eliminating 3 of them, he would also eliminate the assassin to cover the clues. They will pay 3 times the money as a result. The money-obsessed Milton assigned Mike to kill his brother Root first. But knowing Mike would not kill Beth, he ordered a teenage assassin to assassinate Mike, then delegate the mission of killing Beth and Charlie to the others. Wow, what a brilliant approach. Hire a group of lesser experienced assassin to kill a professional one and then murder his wife. How does Milton think this going to end? After everything was exposed, Milton was assaulted and damaged by Big Ray. Serve him right, Mike. Then pass him the poisoned bandage. But Milton didn't know. And a few minutes later, he was dead. Everything is plain, even though Big Ray knows the truth. He is also very unhappy since Mike made the assassin organization destroyed by the assassin he raised. In the end, he let Mike go, but terminated all relations with him. The film ends.